Hello,
Hi.
Mr. Red. Mr. Ed here today, and today we're up at the Abbey, and it is the 14th of January 2016. And today I got a very special guest, Mr. Tom Wilkes from Wilkes Apiary in New York City, New York. And he's here today up at the Abbey visiting with his wife and friends, and he's come to see again for the beehives at what we do up here. And I want to ask him to tell you all his operation, because he's a rooftop beekeeper, which is kind of a unique experience for us flatlanders here in the South. We don't a high-rise bridge for us is like we get like our hearts go pitter-patter, but he has all his beehives on top of buildings. So Tom, if you tell us some of the stuff that you do.
Well, I have 7 different apiaries, and a few of them are on roofs. I prefer roofs that you could walk up without taking a ladder. I have one roof that has an elevator, which is perfect. And we keep bees just like you do here. And the great thing is we don't have too many pests to worry about, which like the small hive beetles. We worry about the wind sometimes, water source. I don't have ponds nearby, so I use chicken feeders with marbles in them so the bees could set on the marbles. And otherwise, everything else, I do it the way you do it.
Well, I kind of like, it's strange, how would a guy in Louisiana get in touch with a guy in New York? And that's an interesting story. And the connection there was the bee girl, Sarah Red Laird. And Sarah, she's kind of like what Tabasco is to hot sauce as the bees are. So Sarah's got all kinds of connections all around the world, in fact, and she's going up to New York, where
She's been there a couple of times. Yeah.
Where Tom actually met her, and Tom got in touch with her. She told Tom about me here at the Abbey, and then Tom actually contacted me. So what was the story with Sarah?
So Sarah came up. I'm part of New York City Beekeepers Association, and she came up to talk to our group. We have monthly chats with beekeepers and the like. And I says, hey, I'm going to New Orleans soon. I want to meet a beekeeper down south. And she said, I got the guy for you. And she sent me your contact information, and we did the email back and forth. And we came up last year, and wow, you've changed so much in a year. He's grown.
No, I haven't. Tom is, I think Tom's like this much taller now. So Sarah's she's a really great girl. She's based out of Oregon.
Yeah.
And she's got her organization is called Bee Girl. She does workshops all over the country. In fact, I met her in a workshop here across the lake in New Orleans, in Metairie, at St. Martin's Episcopal School. And she does workshops for young kids and adults. And her real emphasis is just the growth of the bee culture, and starting at a young age, and then even to us old guys like me and Tom to cater to us.
Yeah, she always makes me feel bad, because she's always talking about, like, you guys are old beekeepers. I'm doing this for 4 years. I'm not an old beekeeper. I'm a new beekeeper. But she's great. She really is. She's come to New York a couple of times and spoke. She came to Honey Fest this year. We have a Honey Fest on the boardwalk in Rockaway in September, which is a blast. 20 different beekeepers all selling honey. You know, it's phenomenal, and little things for the kids. We have a good time with that.
So I know in that last video I did, we had cut out all the material to do the inner covers. So Tom has graciously accepted the duty of actually assembling one of these tops. So we're going to move back into the shop, and Tom's actually going to assemble one of these inner covers.
The duty or the challenge?
It's going to be both, I think.
Okay.
So we're going to go back.
Has graciously accepted the offer to do the part of the video on assembly of the inner covers that I started cutting out last week. So he's gonna tell us exactly the step-by-step procedure on how to assemble an inner cover made by St. Joseph Woodworks here at St. Joseph Abbey.
Fantastic. First, you have to put glue in the groove. So we're going to do all of that first. Ah!
Tom, how much woodworking experience have you got?
None whatsoever.
What? None?
I build my hives, that's all. Manley cuts them up and I take screws and screw them in.
So a man with hardly any woodworking experience is going to be able to assemble an inner cover made here at St. Joseph Abbey Woodworks.
Yes, it makes the bees very happy.
So what's the next step?
Then I'm going to put the four sides onto the piece and hope they line up.
Okay.
Hopefully they will cut properly.
Me too.
And then we will squeeze them together so they stay together.
And after you squeeze them together, what happens?
Then I'm going to screw them together so they stay together while the glue is drying. Because we all know that the glue is more important than anything else.
Yep, I agree. Glue is very, very good. Now, you know anything about that glue? Well, I can, since you probably don't know, that is actually a water-resistant glue. It won't, even if it's wet, it doesn't break down. So we use an exterior type glue.
Oh, that's good. I use Elmer's wood glue, and I always make sure I get the water-resistant stuff as well.
Right. That's you want to use something like that.
There's a lot of water in New York.
Except there's not a lot of water by your beehives, is there?
No.
That's why you have to feed them with the chicken feeders.
So now it's looking like it's all kind of good, so we're going to put it down, get rid of the glue. Always close this, otherwise it dries up.
That's a good point. I hate clearing out old glue.
I just throw it away and buy new stuff at Home Depot.
So far, Tom, it looks like you're a regular expert at this.
It's,
Have you done this before?
No. It's my first time using a clamp. Well, except for when I was a surgeon.
Oh, that hackling you hear in the background. This is the studio audience here. All the visitors from New York. Oh, back to Tom. Did we miss anything?
No, actually it worked.
Yeah, we missed the first time you used a clamp. We could have had that on video for prosperity's sake.
That's okay, because the second time is not going as well. Oh, that's why.
You make that look easy.
So now we want to make sure it lined up.
What are you lining up?
The two pieces of wood, so, well, I'm attempting to line them up.
All right.
Ah! There we go.
And now what's next?
Then we're going to screw it once I think it's lined up well, which it's not perfect.
The bees don't know it. That's one good thing about this. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Our city bees are a little tough on you.
These country bees, we kind of like cut the slack.
Now I just learned that I have to set the screw really far.
Did you do it? Did
Yep.
you do it? I couldn't get too much on that video on that part of you setting it too good.
See, it's set.
I'm gonna zoom in on that. Let me see. Oh yeah, it is set in there.
Okay.
Good job. Now we have plenty of band-aids downstairs in case you cut yourself. That's like a surgeon. It's so good.
Well, we'll leave that one for you to fix. Actually, no. Take it out.
How come you backed it out?
This was coming through.
Oh.
So the original hole that was screwed in there by somebody was not even.
Ah.
So it made it come through the wood, so you're going to have to drill another hole in that side.
Okay. That doesn't look good on video. You know, mistakes on video, that's not a... We don't like to show mistakes.
That's why I'm doing it, not you. Whoops. Oh.
Oh, what happened this time? Was that... Don't worry, we got that on camera. Let's try the next hole.
Oh, great.
Yeah, put it on the outside hole. There you go. A little bit deep there, Tom.
Okay, Jeff.
We'll fix it. We'll get that fixed. Well, now you got to take off the clamps, huh?
Oh boy. I guess the do-it-yourself channel is not looking for me now. So this, if you look at it this way, it looks
Half bad.
pretty bad.
Only half bad, not half.
Boy.
That's all right. Like I said, the bees, they don't mind. They really don't mind. It's all going to be
Okay,
good.
Jeff, I'm going to let you finish this project.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to get back here. So,
See what happens.
I'm gonna scrutinize your work. But we had a big
What's
screw
what?
coming out here, and it's all right. We'll work around this. Basically, the top is still all together in one piece. It's gonna go on top of the deep super, and the bees won't mind. As long as we got an opening right here, I still got to drill a hole in it. It'll work perfectly as in it covered. So that's all we got for you today, Tom. Thanks so much for coming down and visiting us here at St. Joseph Abbey. And this is Mr. Ed. I want to thank you for watching. Keep on watching, and click on like if you like what you see Tom did here.
Great.
And subscribe too if you would. And I'll keep on making more. God bless, and we'll see you around next time. Mr. Ed, out.
Bye.